Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And the new Valentine's Shinsha has released, and she is just an adorable little angel. Look at her outfit. It is mint chocolate chip colored. She has a gigantic whisk with, the whisking parts of it coming out of a thing of ice cream, and she's got the whipped cream on top with the mint drizzle and the mint flowers. It is just peak cuteness. And so I could not stop myself from summoning. So obviously we have pulled her. And, relatively not overly painful, I guess. It's up for debate, I guess. But is she worth summoning for? Is the major question that, everyone's going to ask when a new banner comes out. And if you don't want to hear my long-winded explanation, then you can just end with this right here. No. No, she is not. Unfortunately, but for those of you who still want to watch the video and listen to me ramble, we shall do that now. So she is magic, obviously. The entire meta is based around magic. She has attack growth. She uses a hammer, which, it could have been a lance, could have been a hammer, and it's neither here nor there. Her skills. She is a single target ult, which is interesting. Doesn't mean it's bad, but it's interesting. 430% normal damage at just level 80, and then also lowers defense by 10%. So that's the same thing that the Fire Benimaru did for Fire 2.0, is that you nuked with him first to lower the defense on someone, and then that allows Violet or whoever else to follow up and do just that extra little bit more damage. So it's fine, I guess. It's just that this meta is AoE focused, and lowering it on one unit will, increase your damage on one, but not the other two. Her first skill, which we did not know until now, is another ult buff unit. So 70% ult damage plus lowers a single target's space resistance by 30%, which sounds very familiar because it is almost the exact same skill that Water Shuna has. So let's go check that out. It increases solo combos damage by 70% and decreases a single target's water resistance by 30%. So they are almost the same unit. One is for water, one is for space, whoop-de-doo. The only difference is that Shuna also has that orb change. Shinsha does not have that orb change, because her second skill is what we already knew from the skill preview earlier this morning. It is the charm skill for another 3 turns for 15%, which is fine, which if you have everyone leveled up right now, including Sufia, that will put you at 90% ult gauge for 1 turn, and then the following 2 turns that this is active, it'll be 75% because Sufia's is only a 1-turn charm versus Xion and Shinsha and Ramer's is 3-turn, which is still a lot of ult gauge, right? 90% for 1 turn, you almost have to do nothing to get that. You could send, I think, 1 green each unit and maybe get that, but then you won't have the points to do so, whatever. The fact of the matter is that this team really churns out those ults, and this is just making it even easier. And then she also has the added, function of decreasing everyone's pierce resistance by 10%, which is only really useful for Xion, because Xion is the only unit right now on this team that is giving herself guaranteed pierce. Which, it'll help, because Xion's got, guaranteed pierce, she's got 30% pierce power, we're lowering resistance by 10%, we're lowering defense on Shinsha's ult, we're lowering space resistance by 30%, so this is another team built around nerfing units. So, technically, instead of bringing Isis on my team, I could bring Space Velzard, and I could use her Frostbite, and then enhance the total debuffs that we've put on, and also do some instant damage, which is just for funsies. But she also has that orb change, which Isis is doing. It's just Isis is giving us that 50% buff to the green orbs. So, that take it or leave it. Do you want to do more damage, or do you want extra points on your greens and extra gauge? Alt gauge isn't really a problem on this team because we've got so much ult. Ramers is giving us 40 points. So, technically, you don't need Isis. So the next video I do will probably showcase Shinsha along with Velzard, because now we are starting to pile the debuffs on. But, that's all she does, right? She's got an alt buff, which is cool, but there are many units that give alt buffs now. there's the OG Windmillum, there's Dark Veldora, there's Guy, there's so many. There's, the Anniversary Millum, which, up until this point was on my team for the alt buffing and the orb changing. There's, Water Shuna we just saw, and she works probably better on most teams because she's got the orb change. So we don't really need another alt boot. You probably don't need another alt buffer because there are so many out there. And a lot of them have a little bit more general purpose use than this Shinsha. Because her second skill, while being cool, I'm giving you 15% alt gauge, if you only have her, you only get 15%. And then Pierce Resistance is cool if you're running a team that's focusing on Pierce, which there are a few. Don't get me wrong, there are a few. But 15% alt gauge is not as impactful as, I would say, getting a full hand of blues, or getting a full hand of greens, or whatever else the other alt buffers do. That's what makes them much more better suited for general use on any team, because they can help any team that's focused on that type of orb. This does help other people. It can. It's just its impact will be felt less and less as you take all these other alt-rushing space units off the team. And then if you really have no one giving Pierce, then her second skill is almost useless? Almost. Not fully, but almost. Her Valor trait, when you send 2 combo, it nerfs the blue gauge, which is actually a very good Valor trait, because we know that blues are very coveted in Valor Cup, because whoever gets their protection gauge first is pretty much going to win. So nerfing that is good. Very, very good. I don't think it's worth summoning for. And then her trait, when you contain 3 or more battle characters, you increase your skill points by 2 every 2 turns. This is the same skill as Water Shuna, as Water Hinata, as, I think it's Violet. It's either Violet or Benimaru. One of them does ult, or one of them does protection, and one of them does skill points on turn 2. But it's pretty basic skill at this point that we've seen. This team doesn't really need skill points, technically, so I don't think it's that good of a trait, but it can be useful in certain scenarios. But again, not really worth summoning for. If you, for some ungodly reason, get her to 6-star, the defense down effect on her ult goes from 10 to 15%. Cool, I guess. And then her EX board is a team buffer, and she gives herself Pierce power if someone's on the team. It doesn't really matter, because, she's not giving herself Pierce. Right. Who is it? It's Shion. Okay, so cool, Pierce power. I mean, she's not giving herself Pierce. Shion's giving herself Pierce, so fine. Overall, not really that good of a unit to summon for. Now, it is important to note on her banner, though, that it does have Rain and Guy featured as well at a 0.5% rate. Shinsha's at a 0.7. Actually, I think they're all at 0.7s, actually. Let's fix that. However, it is just Rain and just Guy. There is no Velzard, and there is no Space Leon on this banner for some reason. I don't know why, but you can see Rain, Ranga, Space Rimuru, and Shinsha for the battle units. So there's no Leon, there's no Velzard here. I don't know why. The last 2 banners for Light had all of the Light 2.0 units on it, so I don't know why they're being so stingy, especially when Velzard and Leon are, not the best things in the world. They're helpful, sure, but, I mean, why take them away? It makes no sense, unless, this banner has Rain and Guy, and then next week's banner with the 3rd space unit will have Velzard and Leon. That could be possible. They could split it up now, because they figured that all Light 2.0 on 2 banners was too much value. Some smart-ass intern could have been like, no, I think we should split them up now. Fire that intern if that actually happens. If I am seeing the future right now, fire that intern. Anyways, so if you're looking for Leon, you're looking for Velzard, they ain't here. But, we have 0.5 and 0.7%, so I was right originally. So, I mean, I still need Rain in my summons today. I did not get Rain, which is unfortunate. I'm going to wait for the free multi that we should get from social media in the next couple days or so. I don't know the exact drop date of that, to see if we can pull her off that free multi. and then we'll wait and see what the third banner looks like, as far as if it's going to have the other 2 space units or it will just have these 2 again. We don't really know right now. But one other interesting piece of news before we go is that we did get a data mine for, this update, and it came with a teaser for the future. Not a big teaser, but it's just another event. So we are getting another defense battle, which will be our second iteration of this, against Milim and Father Midray. So, I mean, that's cool. We have fought him before. His model does exist in-game already. And I don't know if this is, future telling for the third unit being Father Midray. It's possible. Anything's possible at this point. But we also get a banner. So it says, clear the quest every day to get recruit ticket defense specialist showcase. And then here is what the showcase looks like. We've got Maid Shuna, Light 1.0 Shizu, Maid Valentine, and the very first return of Earth 2.0. Probably the most skippable meta in the entire game. So, I mean, someone, when they do this multi, will get Benimaru and will get Mirren. And will you ever use them? Probably not. Probably not. Their Jubilee is over. Mirren is a fine single target unit. She's got the Earth buff, but you have to go 10 turns before that's actually maxed out. It has the stat swap, so if you have really high defense, which the Earth 2.0 team does, then it can make your attack stat look really good. But you don't really use Earth 2.0 in general content, right? You're using Dark Team, you're using Water Team, you're using Space Team. Not this Space Team, but a Space Team. Earth is very, very, very low priority. So congratulations in advance if you do happen to pull them off this banner. I assume you probably have to log in and do this for 10 days to get the final tickets. So it'll be, remember to do it every day. I will do that video as well when it comes out. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. So again, don't summon for Shinsha. There are other units that do what she does in a much better capacity for most of your teams. But she is goddamn adorable. So if you did summon on Spanner, let me know how your summons went. Hopefully no one got better luck than me, because then I'm just going to hate you. Just kidding. But, I mean, I hate you. I hate anyone who gets better luck than me on my banners when I have to summon. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.